Hello children. In our lesson we are going to be learning how to divide by grouping, and as for our lessons earlier this week, you're going to need lots and lots of objects that you can use to help you. So go and collect your pasta or your pencils or your buttons or whatever it is you're using, ready for our lesson to start. Now, as I said yesterday children, we're going to learn to divide by grouping because it's a much more efficient way of dividing than sharing. Sharing can cause us to make a few errors with counting, particularly when we get to bigger numbers. So grouping is a much easier method. Now, there's two things that you need to remember as we work through our next few lessons. When we divide by sharing, we know how many we have in total, our whole, and we know how many groups we're going to put them into, but we don't know how many in each group. So we're going to be counting how many in each group. When we're dividing by grouping, we know our total, our whole. We know how many will be in each group, and we've got to work out the number of groups. So please bear that in mind as we are working. So we're going to begin by exploring the idea that pencils come in packs of 20. Now, I don't have pencils. I've got my trusty cereals again. So they come in packs of 20 and we need to put 4 in each pot. How many pots are we going to need? Talk to your grown-up about how you think we can do this. So let's see what we know. I know how many I've got altogether because I know I've got 20. And I know I'm going to put 4 in each pot. How many pots am I going to need? So let's split them into groups of 4. There's one group of 4. There's another group of 4. There's another group of 4. There's another group of 4. And there's another group of 4. So I'm going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pots. So can you see my 20 with 4 in each group have been split into 5 groups. I could write this as a repeated addition like we did yesterday. 4, add 4, add 4, add 4, add 4. And the reason I'm writing it as a repeated addition is because a little later on you're going to see there's a link between division and multiplication. So let's have a look at another example. So there are 30 cakes altogether and 5 fit into each box. How many boxes does the baker need? So here are my 30 cakes, my trusty cereal again, and I'm going to split them into groups of 5 so I can fill in these parts of my stem sentences. I know there are 30 altogether and I know there are going to be 5 in each box. So how many boxes do I need? Let's put them into groups of 5. So there's one group of 5, 2 groups of 5, 3 groups of 5, 4 groups of 5, and 6 groups of 5. So the baker is going to need 6 boxes. So 30 split into groups of 5 gives me 6 groups. Did you notice, children, that it's actually much easier to put my cookies or my cakes or my counters or whatever I'm using into groups when I know how many are in each group, rather than having to count them out to make sure I've got the same in each group? That's why grouping is an easier method than sharing. I'm much less likely to make a mistake because I can see quite easily I've got 5 in each group here and I can check and I know how many I'm putting into each group to begin with. So let's have a look at one more example. And this is about some sweets. Now I have 21 sweets and I'm putting 3 sweets in each bag. Unfortunately, there aren't any sweets left. Neve's eaten them all. So I'm going to have to use my trusty cereal. So let's split the sweets into groups of 3 so I can work out how many bags I need. So there's one group of 3, another group of 3, another group of 3, another group of 3, another group of 3, and a last group of 3. So I had 21 sweets and I was putting them into bags of 3. And how many bags have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there are 7 bags. So how can we show this mathematically? Well, we can use the division sign that we learned about yesterday. Do you remember the division sign is this one here? And I can say 21 divided by 3 equals is the same as 7. I could show it in a bar diagram. So here we have 21 is my whole, and I have 7 groups of 3. Now children, I could also work out another division sentence from this. If I know that 21 divided by 3 is 7, I also know that 21 divided by 7 will be 3. Now, with our multiplications, we could just swap our numbers around. I can't quite do this with division because it doesn't have the same commutative properties that multiplication or addition has, but it's very similar to our subtractions. Remember children, in our subtractions, I can create a second subtraction from the numbers that I've already got in my calculation. I can do the same with division. So 21 divided by 3 is 7 and 21 divided by 7 is 3. So let's look at these examples. 20 divided by 2 and 8 divided by 4. 20 divided by 2 simply means how many groups of 2 can I make from 20? So I could ask myself, how many 2s are there in 20? I need to get some objects and I can split them into groups of 2. I'd like you to pause the video and do that for me now. So children, I had 20 objects and I split into groups of 2 and I've got 10 groups. So 20 divided by 2 is 10. There are 10 2s in 20. I'd like you now to try the same with 8 divided by 4. Split 8 into groups of 4 and tell me how many groups you can make. Here are mine, children. I had 8 objects and I split them into groups of 4 and I have 2 groups. So 8 divided by 4 is 2. There are 2 4s in 8. Now I could have used my times tables to help me solve this. Do you remember I said that 20 divided by 2 is the same as saying how many 2s are there in 20? How many lots of 2 are there in 20? If I know my 2 times table, I know that 10 lots of 2 make 20. So 10 times 2 is 20, or 2 times 10 is 20. So I could have used that. Now, remember that this symbol here is just a better way of saying lots of. So let's look at it as a repeated addition. 2, add 2, add 2, add 2, add 2. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Add 2, add 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 10 lots of 2 will equal 20. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So there are 10 lots of 2 in 20. So 10 times 2 is 20, so 20 divided by 2 is 10. Now don't worry if you can't see the connection between this at the moment, children, because we'll do lots more work on this in the coming weeks. And you've just got to remember that multiplication and division are linked, just like addition and subtraction are, and they will create a fact family. We will do lots and lots more work on this. So please don't worry if you didn't spot the link with the times table straight away. So now children, I want you to have a go at some independent tasks using the grouping method. So for example, I have given you 12 divided by 4. I want you to tell me how many groups of 4 you can make out of 12 objects. You can use objects to help you, or you can use your times tables if you know them. I'm looking forward to seeing your work, children, so don't forget to send me lots of photos. If you're not feeling confident, there's some other activities you can do, and there's a BBC video that you might want to have a little look at as well. Take care, children. See you tomorrow. Bye.